Hello, in today's lesson we're going to learn how to write down infinite decimal fractions using the period sign. The first decimal infinite periodic fraction is the fraction two whole numbers. And the number 3 repeated an infinite number of times. In order to write down this decimal fraction using math symbols, we'll use the following signs. First, we will determine which digit or set of digits repeats an infinite number of times. In our number, the number 3 is repeated, or an infinite number of times, so we'll define this digit 3 as the period of this number. So I'm going to write down two integers, and I'll write the number 3 in parentheses. And this entry will denote that this number is two integers and the number 3 in the period. Or this notation can be written in the form of other signs. The period is indicated by a sign like this, or you might see the following entry. Two integers, the number 3, and a dot above the number 3. If you see such an entry, you know that this is an infinite decimal periodic fraction. I call attention to the fact that it is periodic. The thing is, in math, there are both infinite and non-periodic decimal fractions. These are fractions where a digit is not repeated or a set of digits is not repeated. For example, if you come across the following entry, one whole number, and the following entry of the next set of digits, and we realize that in this case the digits are not repeated an infinite number of times. Therefore, this fractional number will be called an infinite non-periodic decimal, and this number will be written in this particular form, or we can write that decimal fraction as a rounded number. We have the number equal. We can't put the number equal, but we can put an approximate equal sign. And if I want to round and write down this decimal notation shorter, I can write down 1.36 hundredths if I want to round to hundredths, or I can write down this number by rounding this number to tenths. Then the result will approximate to 1.4 tenths. Or I can round to 3 decimal places after the decimal point. The result is 1 whole 357 thousandths. But we're going to write down periodic decimal fractional numbers in today's lesson. The next number we're going to write down is the number 0 integers. And the next number we're going to write after the decimal sign, 823232. This is the number we need to write down in the form of a period. But to do this, we need to determine which digit or set of digits is repeated. Let's look at our notation after the decimal point. We can see that 23, 23, and so on repeats. Then I write down only 23 in a period. Then the record will be like this, 0.8 tenths, and 23 in the period, or 0.8, 8, and 23 in the period. Or another entry, 0.8 and 23 in a period. And let's record another climate. -4 whole, and an entry after the decimal point. 037, 037, 037, 037, and so on. As you can see, this is a negative number. Here we can write an infinite decimal with a minus sign as well. Therefore, the rule holds. I write down -4 integers, and then I notice which set of digits are repeated, and in this case it's 037. So I write that set of digits in parentheses, or minus 4 whole numbers, 037 in the period, or minus 4 whole numbers, 037, and I put dots over them. Writing an infinite decimal fraction using period signs is not difficult, but in the next lesson we're going to learn how to convert, to translate an ordinary fraction and write it as an infinite decimal periodic fraction. That's all for today. Goodbye. See you again.